We used to make 30, almost 30 videos, so we were filming almost every day at the time. Looks like it's still set. But anyway, so we used to do a lot of tarot videos together, but that was my main purpose for this. I just sort of been using it for a while. But we're going to do something cool with it. I'm excited. Okay, perfect. It looks like we're filming just fine. I don't want the audio. Okay, so hi, we're live with Paul Bryson, and I'm excited. We're going to be going over some points in his natal chart that I was led to go over. So I basically, small introduction. I found Paul Bryson on my Explore page, and it was like a really interesting time. It was right before Scorpio season hit, and I was trying to make a reel, and like I do my little transit reels, and I saw Paul's face, and I was like, "What's going on?" So I clicked it, and the things he was saying was perfectly in line for Scorpio season. So I'm like, I messaged him, and I asked for his permission to use his likeness for my Scorpio season reel, and I kept watching him talk, and I'm like, so what's the rest of this guy's chart? Like, I gotta know, I gotta know what this math looks like, because the shit he keeps saying is so resonant with my own journey. The things I always say every time somebody's fucking talking to me or in a reading with me, I'm always saying this kind of shit. I don't necessarily always put it out online, but this is the kind of shit that I'm talking with my people about all the time. And I'm just like, the fuck is going on with this guy's chart? So I had to know. And so I bugged him for his detail. And he was kind enough to oblige. So I wrote down like 9 pages worth of just things that I felt led to talk about, just important shit in his chart. So I'm gonna do a little screen share and go over some of these highlights that I was told to put down. So thank you for coming on and being open, wide, and exploring this fun new way of like assessing charts for me. Because like I said to you privately, that I normally do PDFs. So this is kind of out of my comfort zone in a fun way. So I appreciate you coming on and being playful with me about this and getting started on unpacking your very interesting chart.
Yes, it's my pleasure. You are the professional on this stuff. When I see your content and your stories and whatnot, I hear you speaking about this stuff that I don't have a damn clue about. It resonates with me, and I feel the authenticity and the truth in it. And I'm just grateful to connect with you and hear what you have to say. I'm all ears.
I appreciate you so much. Like just your energy, the revolutionary things that you're doing with your energy is beyond like so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to put this out, is because it's like if people understood astrology the way I feel it, they would understand how monumental the task you have, and the sheer courage and balls it takes to do what you do, to be honest. Like it's really fucking amazing, because it's like just the absolute backwardsness, that you, just the literal, the way when I look at this shit, I see people throwing obstacles in front of you. Like lots of people just deliberately throwing obstacles in front of you because of your mouth. Honestly, just putting it short, like it's the way you the way you communicate hasn't always, more often than not, like I can see people like having told you to shut the fuck up way too much because they are not used to people prophesying the way you do. And it's uncomfortable.
Yes. And I'm okay with making people uncomfortable because I'm not here to tiptoe around your feelings. I'm here to say the truth, regardless of how you feel about it. And the people who are accountable for themselves, when they hear the truth, it stings and they appreciate that. That's what they want. The people who aren't accountable for themselves, who are in denial about the truth, when they hear the truth and it stings, they project how I made them feel back onto me. Oh, you, right? That just lets me know anytime I receive one of those comments, it just lets me know you felt called out by what I said. It's okay. You're just a bitch. I love you. Peace. Yes.
Okay. So what we're talking to begin with is you're a Taurus rising. So you were just saying right before we really went on YouTube is that you're enjoying your luxuriousness right now, and I love that for you because your Taurus rising is basically its ultimate assignment in this life is to savor and enjoy the simplicity and the elegance of life. So any type of luxuriousness that you can connect with on any type of level is going to be extremely healthy for you. That's exactly what you're supposed to connect with, despite the fact that you dealt with so much fucking struggle. Like, I know this sounds completely contradictory, and that's one of the things that I love writing my charts for, is because if you plug into any astromatrix or any app or anything that makes it easy to look at your chart, it's not going to tell you things that are contradictory to your experience or to other placements or other aspects in a chart too. So it can completely be crazy as far as trying to figure it all out. Hopefully I readjusted the screen so I could actually still see everybody. I don't know if that made it too small, but did it change everything?
Perfect.
So you can still see the chart?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, so that's your Taurus rising. So moon or Neptune. Okay, so we have your moon here and we have your Neptune up here. That is difficult in a way that it for you emotionally. I feel like Neptune dissolves things, and your moon is your emotional set. It is this is where So there's more, and I don't want to keep dwelling on one thing because otherwise I'm going to get stuck. So you have Mars opposite Pluto. So your Mars is a cutting energy. It's the god of war. He's got bloodlust. Opposite Pluto, the god of death and regeneration and guts and more shit. And just like also immense wealth, inheritance, unseen things that are hidden, but also kind of scary sometimes. The demons, I have the same placement. So I get it. It also gives you the drive and the intensity that we do have when we make a choice like being celibate is a good example of Mars rules. Mars and Pluto are both planets that typically rule sex and things that we use the merging energy, the penetration energy, the appetite, the conquering energy. So that Mars off Pluto brings such intensity to each other because they're both malefic. This can go so bad. This particular aspect. It's like a serial killer. Am I being too am I using the right words? Am I being
Yes.
general? Okay, good. I had to check because I'm like I get really locked in and I don't want to say too like just because I can say the planets and just be like too mathematical about it. So I don't want to get too stuck in science. So with your Mars off Pluto, because it's with Sagittarius and Gemini, it is very geared towards seeing human patterns, and it brings like it's a conflict because parts of you want to be a social butterfly, and other parts of you have this like intensity about seeing things, the way you perceive, the way you speak about seeing people's habits on them, where like the way they display to you, the way you look into that is not normal. People just you're like a Plutonian and you have particular sight. So this is one of the things that I hear coming out in your speech pattern one of the reasons why I put time into this and I probably put in like a good altogether like at least 8 hours just sitting and channeling and writing and looking at your chart. And because I feel like this is a language, just looking at your chart, you need this language so fucking bad. It's going to help you make sense out of just
Sure.
why this, why that, why just the big why. So I feel like part of the reasons why you've had to go so far into your devotion and your discipline like this is, well, I mean, when I see things looking at your Saturn and your moon, there's this amount of like the dominant struggle, which I'm gonna continue to unpack. Like I feel like um I put notes in here that I feel like there's a huge issue with substance abuse when it comes to your mother. Mine was very much into that, so I don't want to say that it's one and the same, but I feel like this moon square Neptune thing is is a really like Neptune rules imprisonment, spirituality, but also institutions and drug use and addiction. So I feel like a relation to that type of energy is tied in with your moon. So bouncing back to that, but it forces other aspects the way the math works to put pressure on your grouping over here with your Mercury. That's your speech. That is your mind, your brain, your Venus. This is things you desire in life, things that you want to reach out and grab, things that you enjoy. That security. Since it's in Taurus, the Mercury and your Sun. Your Sun is technically. I'm using classes, so that means your Sun is in the 12th house. That also has a lot to do with feeling imprisoned, sequestered, lone wolf energy, being um, locked into sacrifice, whether you like it or not. Just sometimes it can, when it comes to having the sun in the 12th, it could cause a inability to really see yourself clearly sometimes. It's not necessarily your fault. It's just it's the best way that you can tap into your own point of view sometimes is to see how other people are reacting to you. But that even that is really distorted for you because your energy is so fucking intense. People's reaction can be a fear or a overcompensation of their own foibles or their own little like things they want to hide or whatever. And it's you're not trying to bring that out. It's just I do this too. I call it wrecking ball energy. It's like asking a small question can wreck somebody's entire day or their whole like setup of what they thought they were. It can dismantle their ego really quickly. It's just a tiny little, and you're not
Yeah.
even trying. It's hard. I know. I know. I'm sorry. I'm just like I this chart speaks to me so closely. I just so what that ties into is this Saturn right here and your Mars and your Pluto opposite, all this shit. Like all of this opposing your Pluto is and having your North Node and South Node conjunct all this shit. Um you have no choice but to be this person. But so you're doing it with the most style you possibly can, the most panache, the most finesse. You know, you wear it so fucking well. But it's literally like God put you under such a strict assignment in this life that it literally makes me laugh because it's like, fuck. So you're supposed to show people how they act, and you know, and in, like like you have such an inbred, such a hard-geared desire to correct people and speak on the things you see. You hear like the things you hear, and your intuition is just the clearest voice of God. I kept seeing like Samuel, like the prophet Samuel. I keep seeing prophetic energy, like people just don't get it how strong you hear the voice of God or the voice of right or wrong or righteousness or just it's so strong you don't have a choice. It's like if you go the other way, it's going to turn into a Jonah situation. You're literally going to get ate up by some type of fish energy, like where it would be more disillusion, more you would cease to exist in a way because you would get eroded under this type of pressure. Am I still making sense?
Yes, I know what you mean. Yes.
Yeah. So it's it would be the only way you can really carry this is to be appearing so stoic. Um, this is part of the reason why you're wise beyond your years. And it's just the fact that you can't you don't get a break. You don't get to turn your brain off ever, like ever. And that's something like people people don't have the same inner dialogue that you do. The strength to which it comes off. It's intense. In your first house, this is visceral for you, and like it's a physical, mental construct. And then it also when it comes to it bounces off of your 12th house as well, which I hope I have enough water. I know I'm gonna be talking so much today. I don't. I'm just on page two.
What's that?
I'm just on page two. So um, your appearing stoic is part of your basically a coping mechanism because all the shit going on behind your eyes. So supposed to be doing. Like you're on point. Um, this is why you get to make it up as you go, though. Like people are gonna say you switched up on them, but it's just you staying true to yourself. So yeah, again, I keep writing. You were going to expire completely if you didn't regenerate. Like if you didn't get out of your comfort zone the way you have as a Taurus, a double Taurus, like that with your Scorpio moon, like that if you the way the way you get out of your comfort zone as a Taurus is so fucking anti what Taurus is cliched to know about. Like that Taurus energy, we that's what we put on memes for Tauruses is that they just basically like their little comfort zone and don't get out of their cozy hidey hole and don't really do anything new. But that's not at all your energy at all. So that in and of itself is pretty fucking wild. But I went in on the transits too a little bit, which I have. These are the transits on the outside for today. Um, so if we actually get lucky enough to keep going, how are you on time?
I have to fly pretty shortly, Katie, but I love the insights that you
Yeah,
provided
exactly.
so far. When will we speak
There's
again?
more.
Yes.
Anytime, anytime. We can, of course. I'll have to figure it out. My schedule is bouncing around with my appointments and stuff. I just picked up a new housekeeping job, so I'm not doing the same things at the gym as I was. So I will, as soon as possible. We can really look at our calendars and figure this out as soon as you want to.
Perfect. Absolutely, Katie. I will definitely reach out and let you know when I know for sure. But I totally feel
Yeah.
everything that you said. I mean, I resonate with it. And I love how you just get into the flow and you just speak about this shit. It's authentic and it's real. And I appreciate you taking the time to do this, Katie, because I think it's fucking incredibly interesting because I don't know shit about astrology, but if I'm gonna learn from anybody, it's gonna be
No,
you, Katie. So thank you. Thank you.
it's my pleasure. I think you're really going to use this as you keep going. So thank you for being a willing test subject for a new way of me delineating these things. And I really appreciate your work. So I appreciate you allowing me to get back in my way.
Yes. Absolute pleasure, Katie. I fucking love what you're about. I love what you do. And I love that you're the real and authentic you because, in the same way that I am, Katie, I mean, I see your reels and your stories and stuff, and you just put yourself out there. You keep it real. You're there every day, just being who the fuck you are. And I admire that more than anything else, more than these individuals who only show off the glam and the kind of the external, look what I have and look what my success, blah, blah, blah. I just like, I respect individuals like yourself who just be them fucking self. You just speak your mind. You're 100% authentic, and I fucking respect it. So thank you, Katie, once again.
Much. I appreciate you. I don't have a choice either. I totally get it though. This is my
Yup.
assignment. I'm just gonna be me. So I appreciate you. I love your work and I just much love. We'll do this
Much
again
love to you,
sometime soon.
Katie. Beautiful. I will reach out and let you know. Awesome, Katie.
Absolutely. Sounds good.
Thank you very
All right.
much. Have a
I'll
beautiful
send
day.
this to you later too.
Perfect. Thank you, Katie. Much love. Peace.
Appreciate you.
Much love. How do you leave this thing?
All
There we
right.
go.
Cool. We're good. I stopped the recording, but yeah, we're still on. I can close the call. But take care of yourself. I think I'm gonna go
Yeah.
work out.
Yes, what you gonna do today?
I usually, you know what? When I get in there, I just listen to my body. Everything I've ever learned is physical therapy based, so I just listen. I like assess once I walk into the building and see which part of my body is talking the most. And I usually wind up doing some type of full body workout, but it just changes every single time.
Yup. I feel you.
I have
Yup.
a
Kind of
plan.
intuitive. Yes, intuitive training. I like that too. My body speaks to me in the same way. Just kind of Where are there energy leaks? What needs to be aligned? Where is it that I
Yeah.
feel like I've got some kind of misalignment? My glutes need to be strengthened. I need to feel more grounded through my heels and do some Romanian deadlifts today. That would feel fucking snazzy. Get a little testosterone boost to go with it. Or I need to bulk up my arms, whatever it is. Katie, I like that intuitive side of it.
No,
Just kind of,
my gym is weird. I'm sure you've seen it. It's like empty. So I like picking two or three little weird things and designing like this functional workout that looks weird on the outside. If I were to do this in a public gym, I would look insane kind of workout, which is my favorite. So I just go in there and I like take my shoes off and get in my zone and play around. So, I do a lot of oblique swing training, just because that's my biggest issue. Like I have a weird walk and a weird gait, and I know I need to deal with my hamstrings a little bit today, so I might need to do some Copenhagen planks, but stuff.
yeah, beautiful, Katie. Love it. Well, crush that motherfucking workout, whatever it is you do. And thank you once again for your time and for sharing this information with me, Katie.
I appreciate you. I really enjoy talking to you. I appreciate like just your energy. It's so immaculate.
I appreciate it. Same to you, Katie. Keep up the amazing fucking work in being fucking you, and I'm here supporting you all the fucking way.
I'm supporting you too. All right, take care and enjoy the rest of your day and all the positive energy back.
Beautiful. Much love, Katie. Peace.